Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm just quickly sharing my screen so I can start with the presentation. Thank you for the introduction and thanks for inviting us to come and talk in this webinar. I am basically going to talk to you about a product that we've been working on with Sonnet Park for the past almost 8 years now. That we, from my experience as a computer scientist who's been working a lot in the space of education, where I realized that the most problems with e-learning have to do with trying to find a common ground. And from where I come from, basically, I've been trying to say, how can we make it more practical? How can we make it something that really works without all of these other dependencies? Hence, in my experience, I was led to the school called Sonnet Park, and this is basically what we've started working on 7 years ago, which is the SchoolLMS. As you can read on your screen, it's a learning management system that actually acts as an integration platform. Our role, basically working with the school, was to try and create a platform that makes it easy for all e-learning things that we've seen already so far, and those that are out there, to come to a school in a uniform fashion. And basically, the one tool that we identified as the main tool that can integrate everybody is the timetable. What we basically did, we enabled the timetable to be the window to e-learning. So my presentation today is actually going to be more of a demonstration. And basically, I'm going to show you what we've finally achieved, because the whole full cycle, as Mr. Mavusa said, is to actually enable assessments digitally. So what we've seen basically from our experience is basically technology should actually be what paper has been to all subjects initially, before we move to all the other nice to haves. Basically, what paper has been to all subjects, it's been the common medium. All subjects have been written on paper. Currently, we do have assessments or final exams written on paper. Hence, why can we not make technology function more like what paper used to be, and then start adding all of these bells and whistles? So what I'm going to start with right now, I'm going to start from the end and show you how I got there. Right now, I'm inside a learner's screen on the system. Basically, I'm on the assessment screen, as you can see. I'm looking at all the assessments that have been published. This is something that I sort of made this image ready for you just to demonstrate. I'm going to start with the teacher though. Just bear with me as I go to the teacher. So this is the teacher side. I won't show you all the other features. The main purpose of this presentation is just to focus on the assessment side. So from the teacher's point of view, I'm just going to open, for instance, the teacher has the ability to create an assessment, but I'll come back to that later. At the moment, I'm going to start with, after all of that has been done, when the teacher has to mark, they just click mark, and the page will come to please select the completed learners. As you can see in this image that I backed up for you, it says there at the top that there's 7 learners that completed. And it does show you that there's 2 learners that just opened this assessment. They haven't really completed it. And it can show you that this is learners in the class. So when the teacher has to mark, the teacher just chooses the learners that are completed and clicks open. Then from there, this is the assessment. This is what the learner completed. I'm just going to browse to you. This is the teacher prepared the assessment on this canvas. The learners, when they open it, which I'm going to demonstrate to you, they open and see the question and they start answering with their pens. As you can see, this is a maths assessment. It's a grade 12 assessment. The learner answered from their tablet with a stylus. They actually answer this all the way. Then as a teacher, because I'm going in as a teacher, I can now start marking right there. I choose my red color that I choose. Then I can start basically trying to underline. I have to deselect the thing that I was using. Then I can start doing that. I can start marking. I can start correcting the learner, writing all the notes that I want. Then from there, I will basically save this. When I save it, it'll actually start showing at the bottom, as I will show you right now. I'll go to the bottom. This is where all the pages that the learner answered are as I'm browsing down there. So these are all the questions that were loaded for this assessment. Then you saw that I dragged, there's a red light there. It shows that I marked that. Then I can just now say what mark did the learner get? Can you hear me?
Our audience doesn't see those red button about.
Oh, okay. Let me drag it down so you can see the red again. Remember, let me just click there. I'll move down. There's the red. Remember, I ticked it. Can you see it now? I was just saying I ticked it and I saved it. So meaning I've marked that question. Then the next thing is, sorry?
Mr. Maheta, I'm sorry. There's no correlation with what you're saying with what is on the screen as well.
Okay, should I
There's
slow down?
A problem. I don't know, because it's just stagnant presentation on the screen.
Is there any problem with technology?
Yeah, because I only see a table here which has got mathematics grade 12, 10, 1 assessment.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me fix that. Let me fix that. Sorry, it's a sharing problem. I'll just fix it just now.
Yes,
apologies, apologies, everybody. I'll just quickly get back to it. Let me stop sharing. Then I'll start again. Sorry. The main thing is I was trying to share my whole screen. Let me do that. Share. Can you see something now? Can everybody see what I'm looking at?
Yes, it's there now. It's clear.
Oh, it's clear. Thank you.
Yeah, it's appearing now. Whatever is appearing now.
Okay. Can I start afresh if maybe most of you lost what I said?
Sir.
Okay, I'll quickly go back to where I started. What I said is, what we mainly tried to do was, what is the basic starting point for technology for all subjects? And we eventually discovered the basic starting point is, it needs to be what paper used to be to all subjects. Paper is commonly what everybody's still using with all the technologies they have. So the question there was, how do we really replace paper the way paper is? And we basically built this assessment process that enables everyone to continue to do what they did on paper without too much learning curves. Basically, it's naturally what you do. Whenever you want to take notes, you just pull out your notebook and you write. So on this tool, there's not much training that's required. It's just to open it and learn the basics and you continue. Basically, with the learners that are, the example that I'm showing you, I never trained these learners. We just published it and the learners had found a way to use it and adapt it. Without us, I never saw the learners. It was online. It was all online. And basically, I should also declare that though this, I'm saying it's online assessment, it can work completely offline, which we're basically doing right now. We're working on an installer that will enable all of this to work on devices. The problem with networking from our experience is only devices must worry about connectivity, not the user. The user should be able to do everything that they need to do without worrying about where they are connected, whether those type of politics are device politics. Hence, the technology that we built enables that to be solved. So moving forward, this question is loaded. As I said, I'm starting from the end. So what I'm going to do just halfway through the presentation, I'm going to show you how I got to here. What I'm basically showing here is the end result is the teacher will be able to create an assessment and the kids will answer that assessment the natural way, the paper way. This is a maths assessment, which generally means all subjects are accommodated. So the teacher will now be able to actually select the pen. Like right now, I just clicked that icon, the pen, to move this. I can now go back to a pen and select the color red that I want to use to mark this assessment. So I can just quickly tick as I want to, or put an X there to say no. I can do anything, as you see on the screen. Then eventually, I can just basically update this to update my marking. And on top of that, where I was before we noticed the technology problems, I was explaining I now can capture my mark right there. I marked the script. I say, okay, this learner got 3 out of 4. And it's saved. Then it's done. That's the basic end result of the whole process. and I could go to any other page. Basically, I could mark any other page that the learner answered as I please. And this process does not only require you to do on a computer. You can actually do this on your phone. You can start marking the scripts on your phone as a teacher. And learners can also do these assessments on their phone, because some of the things we discovered over the years was basically learners naturally go to their phone. Even though we get them their tablets and their laptops, they generally go back to their phones because it's easy to see for them, I suppose. But basically, this tool is built to be device agnostic. It works on any device. So then this is basically what the end result of what I'm going to show you is. So what I'm going to start with now is demonstrate how we got here. So if there's any questions, because this is an interactive presentation, I'm open to them as I'm going to move to the starting point. You just bear with me as I'm navigating backwards. I'm just quickly going to go to where it all starts. Okay, I'm back to where it all starts. Where it all starts is the teacher will click Create Assessment. From there, the question appears, what assessment type do you want to create? Then you click, the assessment types are all assessment types that everybody's familiar with. I hope you can see this on your screens. I'll just read some of them to you. Basically, we have a class activity, which generally is what happens in the class. The teacher gives the assessment, the kids finish it in the class. But the basic rule behind the class activity for us is teachers don't generally teach all classes. The teachers would love to create as many. These are basically formative, they're not summative. The teacher can use the class activity to create as many activities with the classes that they teach. They're free to do that, and there's no timer to that, because something else I'm going to show you, these assessments have timers. If you say you want them to write an assessment that is bound by time, say they have 80 minutes to do it, you will see as I proceed with the presentation, it will actually lock that time to say, it will show them a timer, and it will automatically close the assessment when the time is up. And they don't all have to start this at the same time. And this actually is effective mainly for learners when they learn from home, because at home, you can never track their time. But with this, now you can. They just go in and the system they start writing as they usually do. Like I said, for all subjects. Then when the time is up, it saves whatever they're doing, then you'll be able to mark it. Moving forward, the subject activities is basically those that can be summative. And as you go down the list, there's class tests, there's subject tests. You can also do assignments. You can go as far as, if the law allows, doing exams. That's basically what this is all about. Then I will just quickly demo with the class test. I'll quickly click there. I've logged in as a teacher. I'm in the profile of a teacher that teaches maths only. So when I click subjects, it will show the subjects that the teacher is teaching. Right now, this teacher only teaches maths. When I click mathematics, the next thing is the grades that the teacher is teaching. This teacher only teaches maths, grade 12. When I click grade 12, then I can say for which term am I creating this assessment. If I say I'm creating it for term 1, something else that is also part of the system, which I may not have time to show you today, the system is built with interactive lessons that are somewhat similar to most of the things you've already seen to date, even during the webinar. So what you do, you can link your assessment with the lessons that you gave to the kids as a way of saying, this is the scope. So that's what this is all about. Then from there, you specify the duration. You can say, I want it to be for 5 minutes. So you just type the number there. Then you click Create Questions. When I click Create Questions, this appears. Then I can start writing my question. I can just say A, B, C, just as a quick demo. I'm using my mouse pad, by the way. And from there, I just click Save the question. From there, this loads. Then I can give my question marks and say this is out of 5. Then I just click away, it saves the mark. Then these are the tools we're busy integrating. You can add as many things to the question. You can add an image, you can add videos, you can add symbols. I'm just going to add another question just to quickly show how that works. Then there, I'm creating another question. You see, the previous question is still showing there. Then I can also type, meaning if you have an exam, paper that you want to load, you can copy the question and paste it here. This is actually allow you to type it. And you can also choose the different sizes of font. If you can actually edit this like you normally do on your word processor. You can do anything. You can choose colors. I can just say, no, I want that to be in blue. It will be in any color that you choose. Then I can save this question now. When I've saved it, I can now give this question a mark. I can say, okay, this question is just about out of 10. Then, when I'm done, the process which we're still integrating is the whole moderation process, which we still, as we're piloting the system with some of the schools that the department has given us, we will be building all those moderation processes with the district. But this question, I'm just quickly saying I can publish it, just keeping the moderation as I said. When I publish this, this is when I'm making the question available to the kids. Then I'm just going to go back to the teacher. Actually, I'm going to go back to the learner. This is the learner. I'm just going to reload this. Then you'll see the assessment that I just created will be added in this list of assessments. So there. Then when I just go to my content, there it is. Do you see? I just created a class test. It automatically numbered it to be class test 5. You didn't have to do that. It says the learner has not started this assessment. The assessment is for 5 minutes and it's out of 15 marks. As you can see, the headings on the table there. What I do as a learner, obviously, I just click open. The assessment is loaded. There's the questions. You can see at the top there, class test 5, question 1 of 2. This part actually says the timer, based on when the learner started, it tells the learner, you started at this time, and this is going to stop at that time that I'm highlighting. It's counting down, as you can see on your screen. Then the learner, we advise choose any blue that works with you as a learner. Then you can start responding to the question. You start writing your answers, like I showed you with that other learner. Then the learner just clicks update. That actually says what the learner completed. Then the learner goes to the next question. They just click on it. There it is. They start answering that one as well. They can also draw diagrams, which I haven't shown with the teachers for you. They can always also illustrate with images what they're trying to do. This is for all those other technical subjects in this case. Then, when the learner is done, they click update. This is how this is built. The learner has nothing to click to say submit. As soon as the learner answers the last question, which in this case, if the learner starts with the last question, which is, say I started with question 2, it will still wait for me to answer question 1 for it to auto-complete. So when the learner is done, the system actually auto-completes it. It says they've answered all questions. Then they didn't have to do more than that. That's why we're saying our goal was to simplify technology for schools and hence bring all those other nice bells and whistles and plug it in. Then there it is. The learner's done the question. I was going to leave it for you to see that it times out, but because of time, I'm just going to go back to the teacher. So there, I'm on the learner at the moment. I'm going to go back to the teacher, which is the teacher's right here. I'm just reloading this. Then it will basically show me the assessment that I just created, which is at the bottom here, class test 5. Then as a teacher, when you click edit, it will tell you that no, this has been issued. You can't edit it anymore. The only thing you can do is to mark. So when I click mark, it's actually going to load. Did you see that? I completed this with one learner. So when I click, that learner is there now. I just say open. There it is, the assessment. I see what the learner just completed. Then I can start marking like I showed you before. So what I've done now, I've shown you how I got to where I started. And with that, I would like to really stop there. Okay, let me show you how, I did show you in the beginning how to capture the marks in that case. So my presentation would actually stop there, and I'm open to questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mokise.